welcome back to my channel, Vlogs by S. So today, as promised, I am doing my video on how to get through organic chemistry at Howard University. But first, let me take a sip, because right now, to get this light, I'm reflecting a mirror off of the sun because the sun is facing that way, so I'm using a mirror. It's a lot. Let me show y'all. I had to keep the blinds pinned back so I could get the sun, which is over there, and I'm reflecting it on this mirror. So yeah, that's how I did that, and I want to hurry up and do this video before this lighting goes away because it is honestly superb right now. Okay, y'all, so I got my little notebook and I got some notes on how to get through organic chemistry at Howard. This is I only have 7 tips because it's not really much, but this stuff is like, it's gonna help you a lot. If you haven't tried a Bahama Mama, a tropical smoothie, go do that. Okay, so anyway, how to survive organic chemistry at Howard University. So rule number 1. And this is not to discredit this professor because he has a doctorate in organic chemistry, so he is a brilliant man, credits to him. But if you want to save your GPA and your mental health and not be stressed, do not by any means take Oladapo Bakari. That is the hardest class I have ever taken in my entire life. Before his class, I had a 4.0 GPA, never had a B. This class stressed me out so bad. If you know me, like, y'all, you can ask anybody that knows me. This semester, well, last semester broke me, y'all. That was the hardest class I've ever taken in my entire life. And he was the only professor that was available for me that like fit my schedule, so I kind of had to take him. And you can go on Rate My Professor, and it literally says that he's the hardest professor. He is the head of the chemistry department, and he's the only chemistry professor that does not curve. Y'all, we only had we had 4 tests and a couple of pop quizzes. All the quizzes are pop quizzes, and so the only grades that you have in the entire class is 4 tests and like 3 quizzes. No homework, no like activities, no assignments, no nothing, no projects, nothing. Just 4 tests and like a couple of pop quizzes. So you never know when you're gonna have a quiz. And normally it's like a Friday, but he's not gonna tell you. You'll be sitting there all class, you know, there's like 10 minutes left, and he'll be like, okay, quiz. And you'll just be sitting there like, what? Like, I failed literally every quiz except 1 because I hadn't started studying yet. Like, I really don't start studying like in super detail until I know the day of the test. And so when we would be having quizzes, I would still be trying to like understand the stuff that's going on, so I wouldn't have started studying for the quiz yet. And then he's like, pop quiz, and I failed because I did not know that information, y'all. And so yeah, no homework to save your grade, no Alex, no nothing, just pop quizzes and tests. So I mean, if you like living on the edge, a risk taker and whatnot, you know, you do that. But for me, I'm not gonna, no. I'm taking organic chemistry 2 right now, and I have Ramadar. So if you can take him, I would like suggest you take him. I actually just started the semester, but like the way he teaches is kind of easier for me to understand. Like Dr. Bakari, he teaches like you already know the information. And there was somebody in my class that read the whole textbook over the summer. So if you have time like that, you go ahead, you may ace his class. But Ramadar, he teaches like it's your first time hearing the information, which most of the time it is, and it's easier for you to understand. We have homework grades, we have tests, and we have quizzes, so it's more opportunities for you to like get like better grades, you know. So yeah, that's number 1. Do not by any means take Oladapo Bakari as your organic chem 1 professor. You will want to drop out every single day. You will have no time to do anything else except study, and you're gonna be crying. It's a headache, period, point blank, period. Okay, and so my tip number 2 on how to survive organic chemistry at Howard is to be proactive and get a tutor early. Do not wait till the middle of the semester to get a tutor, which is what I did. My boyfriend's sister is in pharmacy school. Shout out Morgan if you're watching this video. And I asked her, because she's in pharmacy school, I was like, how did you get through it? Like, you know, what did you do to get through organic chemistry? Because I am literally struggling. And so she recommended me to a tutor. His name is Anthony. Shout out. But yeah, so Anthony is a free tutor. He does not charge, but you know, like, he literally is the only reason why I passed organic chemistry. I was struggling. This class, okay, so like for me, if you're in honors and gifted classes, you've had it easy all the way up and through high school. Like, everything's easy. You get A's in everything without having to study for real. A lot of us honors students, we're crippled because we don't know how to study. We're just used to everything coming easily to us. And so when you get to organic chemistry, it's not stuff that you can just like, memorize, you know what I mean? Like, it's like applications. You have to be drawing stuff. You actually have to understand. It's not like you study something, you memorize it, and you regurgitate it for a test. No, you have to understand, like, literally the chemistry of it and why it is the way it is, and be able to explain it, do like reactions. The point of me going through all of that is to get a tutor, because Anthony saved my life. I would not have been able to get through organic chemistry without a tutor. And I don't recommend that you try to do it either. And I don't recommend that you try to find a tutor midway through the semester, because sometimes it could be too late. You know, like, you want to start trying, you want to get a tutor, it's too late. Now you're being reactive, not proactive, when you could just start out with a tutor and have someone explaining to the material as you go along, so you get that understanding at the beginning, as opposed to trying to catch up and bring your grade up like towards the middle when you don't have a lot of time. I drank it all, y'all. That's sad. Anyway, okay, so number 3. This is a given. Like, I mean, if you want to do good in the class, you need to take notes. You need to be taking notes. And for me, the easiest way to take notes was, we learned by PowerPoints. And so, like, during class, our professor is going over the lectures, and then it's like he's going by PowerPoint. And so if you have a good professor and he posts the PowerPoints, I would suggest that you listen to the lecture without trying to take notes and keep up with the PowerPoint, because I would get behind and miss stuff that was being said. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'll be trying to keep up with the slides, and he'll be switching slides but still talking, and then I'm missing what he's saying, as opposed to listening to what he's saying as he's doing the lecture, and then going back after class and taking notes, like, on the slides. If he posts the slides, you know. If he doesn't post the slides, like, Bakari did not post the slides. This man did not post the slides until he was done teaching that chapter, because if you got the slides, some people just wouldn't come to class. So he would wait till he was done going over the chapter, and then he would post the PowerPoint. So everybody just took screenshots as you go. Take screenshots as you go, and listen to the professor as he's teaching. And then afterwards, go back and take notes from the slides. But if he says something like super important that you don't want to forget, then I would like take notes on that. But I wouldn't be trying to like copy the slides as he's going, because you're gonna get behind. So that was rule number 3. Rule number 4, I can't say I did this and it kind of bit me in the butt afterwards, but you need to be studying at least an hour every day, like, for organic chemistry. And it's just simply that there's a lot of information to retain, and in order to retain it, you have to study. Like, you can't know this stuff for your short-term memory. Like, you literally need to remember it for organic chemistry 1, and then after that you have organic chemistry 2, and you also have organic chemistry lab. So you need to be studying at least 1 hour every day, and that way, like, you can study like the stuff that y'all went over in class that day. So when it comes test time, you're not trying to cram and you're studying all week and have no time to do nothing else because you have a test that you didn't study for all the way through. And it's easy to study bit by bit than when you have like all this information for whole 3 chapters. And that's another thing. Bakari, we only had like 4 tests, and so each test had like 4 chapters on it. Like, that's a given. Like, each test had like 4 chapters on it. That's a lot of information that you have to know. So it's better to study bit by bit than trying to study all of it like after he's gone over all the information and you have like 3 days before the test. So after he would finish a chapter, and that was the last chapter for the test, the next test would be on Monday. So you have class Friday, that test is Monday. So you really don't have time to study like all of that in that short little weekend. So study bit by bit, at least an hour a day. And you can take breaks throughout the day. You don't have to just sit there for an hour and study, you know. I know that can be like boring, but you definitely do need to be studying an hour a day. So that was tip number 4. Tip number 5 is to make Quizlets. Like when you have to start learning these reactions and your reagents, which ooh, bless me. When you have to start learning your reagents, you probably don't know what that is right now if you're not in organic chemistry, but you'll know. And it's easier to study those by flashcards. So that's something that you can memorize. And so it's like which reagent makes which reaction proceed, and so you have to know those reactions. And depending on the teacher, you're gonna have to know the mechanism. Bakari, he's somewhat covered mechanisms, like you having to know the mechanisms, but for the most part you're gonna have to know the reagents, like what reagents make the reaction go forward. And a good thing to study that is flashcards. I made my own Quizlets because each professor is different and there's different reagents that could work for the same reaction. So whatever reagents that your professor teaches you, then you would put it in your own Quizlet. And that's just my personal opinion. You may be able to find a Quizlet that has the reagents that you need, and if you do, then great, like use that. But I just prefer to make my own Quizlet so I can put everything that I need that's personalized for my exams on my Quizlet. So that was tip number 5. Dang, this video is getting longer than I thought it was, but y'all need to know these tips. These are lifesavers. Tip number 6, get close to your professor. And when I say this, I don't mean like you have to suck up, but some professors, if they know your name, like they know that you're interested in asking questions, like go to office hours, ask questions, make sure your professor knows your name. So when it comes down to grading and you have an 89.9, you get an A. You know what I mean? Like, if professors see that you're trying, a lot of professors are not just gonna blatantly like disregard you. Like if push comes to shove and you need like an extra point or you need some extra credit or something like that, they're more likely to give it to you if they know that you've been trying, if they know that you've been making an effort. If you don't understand something, you ask a question, or you go to office hours, you email them. Just make sure your professor knows that you're trying. So if there's a chance to give you an extra point or give you some extra something, you get it. And last but not least, this is the kicker. Once you get through organic chemistry, or while you're getting through organic chemistry, you're gonna have to cry. And my tutor told me that he said you're gonna cry at least 3 times, and I surely did. Because there are some nights doing homework, you know, you just look at the stuff, you get tired of looking at it, and you just don't understand it. You're just so frustrated. Well, at least for me. I don't know about y'all, but sometimes I just look at organic chemistry and I'm just like, what am I looking at? And why don't I understand it? Like, it'll make you feel dumb. Like, no. So tip number 7 is just to cry and get ready for organic chemistry 2. As of now, organic chemistry 2 seems a little bit easier than organic chemistry 1, but I honestly think it's because I have a better understanding of organic chemistry. So yeah, apparently organic chemistry 2 is harder than organic chemistry 1. So just brace yourself, because you're gonna have to go through it all again. And you guys are probably wondering how I'm doing this video and what I got in the class. So I ended up with a B in organic chemistry, my first B. I now have a 3.9 GPA as opposed to a 4.0. And initially, before I started the class, I thought that I was gonna be like so disappointed in myself if I got a B, and it was my first B and I just got a B in the class and I didn't have a 4.0 no more. But y'all, when I got that B, when I seen that B, I was so excited, because y'all don't understand. Before the final, I had a D. Y'all, I thought I was gonna get a C in the class, and if I got a C in the class, I was gonna have to retake it the summer semester, because I couldn't go. I'm not gonna be trying to apply to medical school with a C in organic chemistry. So when I saw that B, I was so relieved and so happy, y'all. If I had a tutor in the beginning, I probably could have got an A. Or if I was in anybody else's class besides Bakari, I probably could have got an A. But I got a B and I'm happy with it, and I gave y'all these tips so maybe y'all can get an A, even if y'all do take Bakari. But yeah, that is how I got through organic chemistry at Howard University. Okay, y'all, so that is how I got through organic chemistry at Howard University with Dr. Bakari. And yeah, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. If y'all have any questions, comments, or concerns, please comment down below. Please like, subscribe, and please like, comment, and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.